Hi, I'm Brandon, and I'm going to do a deep dive commentary here on The Exorcist Believer. So let's jump into it. So, yeah, this opening scene here clearly is just meant to be a reminder of a scene from a much better movie, which is the 1973 movie The Exorcist. It has that scene near the beginning where Marin sees the dogs fighting. So I think just immediately David Gordon Green thinks if we start with this, maybe it'll make people subconsciously remember that movie, and then they won't realize how much this movie sucks compared to the old one. Yeah, so the beginning of this movie takes place in Port-au-Prince, Haiti, which I guess is supposed to be similar to how the first movie opened in Iraq. It was just some kind of strange foreign destination that's much different than it is in America, just to kind of set up. I don't know. They're implying that the evil comes from like a foreign land or something. I don't know if there is a point to it, but I think they're just trying to do it similarly. It just seems there's a lot of that in this movie where they just kind of copy stuff from the original Exorcist and do it in a way that's not as good. At least they didn't go back to Iraq or the Middle East. At least they tried something different here, and Haiti's a good enough choice, I guess. It looks interesting, nice looking place. It's just different visuals than the U.S. scenes, I guess.
Excuse me, miss. I show you something special. And blessing for your baby.
That's always a smart idea when you go to a poor country is just anyone that comes up to you and starts talking to you, any random stranger, just let them lure you away to some other place without telling your husband or whoever you're with that you're going there. Always smart. I hate it when they edit things like this. Like, it just has to be such quick cuts and it's just a bunch of noise and visual images. Like, they just think, the people's attention spans are so short that they can't just show something happening. They just have to show quick images, just bombard you with as many things to look at as possible with a bunch of noise happening. And it's more like edited like a music video or something. Like, why can't they just show it? Just have a shot that lasts a while. Just show it instead of just editing it in quick succession of shots. I know it's just a stylistic choice, and technically there's nothing wrong with it. And if this was a better movie, it wouldn't have bothered me so much. It's just when the movie is pretty bad and the story is boring, all of a sudden you just start picking apart everything, and it's like I just don't think this is a good way to do it. But perhaps that's my personal preference.
All right. What's going on?
I met this woman today at the market who gave me the most beautiful blessing of protection for Angela.
And it looked like she was disturbed by it. It looked like something was weighing on her mind, like she felt bad or some sort of negative emotion. And he's like, "What's wrong?" And then she's like, "Oh, this woman gave me the most beautiful blessing." Seems strange, but are they also implying, kind of like they did in the first movie, the Marin in the original Exorcist, he found the Pazuzu little statue head thing as though he unearthed it. So they're kind of saying that like, the evil comes from some foreign place and then finds its way back to the United States somehow. It seems like they're kind of doing this here again, where it's just some weird kind of like voodoo type religion that isn't very prominent in most of the United States, is somehow leading to what happens later. Is that what they're saying? Like somehow the evil attached itself to her. Is that kind of what they're hinting at? I'm not sure if that's the point, but in the original one, they don't explain like why the demon targeted Reagan. It just or Karis. It just kind of did, and that's what made it scary. Is they didn't explain it. They don't really explain it in this one too, which I'm glad that was one of the few smart moves that I think the filmmakers made in this one. Is they didn't over explain anything or like exactly why it happened. In the first one, Reagan played with the Ouija board. They kind of hint at that, but it wasn't overdone. In this one, the girls go off and do their hypnotism thing. But yeah, it just seems they both kind of imply that you go to a foreign country, you're going to bring something back with you or stir up something evil.
My feet hurt.
And it just seems in the first movie, by this point, we're a few minutes in, that more had happened. We just set up more, and it was just better. This one, it's kind of, I don't get the point of all these scenes. Like, they're trying to set up character and stuff. But how much of this wife's character do you really have to set up? Like, she dies pretty soon, and you never see her again. So what's the point of just to show the two of them interacting? And also, like, these are the guy Victor is the main character. In the first movie, Marin was in the opening scene, and then you don't see him again until like the very end of the movie, the climax part. So here it's just kind of like wasting time, I guess, trying to show their character, but it's not really anything happening. This is just kind of dull. I mean, it's a nice church and everything, got some cool shots, but I think they should have just skipped all this.
Mm-hmm.
I love you.
I love you.
Oh, and why does that keep happening? Where they start each shot with just some sort of jarring, loud noise. Like, you can't just cut to this shot. You have to have a car honk just to kind of make everyone jump. It's like David Gordon Green thinks people aren't going to be paying attention, so you have to start every single scene with just a loud noise to get their attention. It's really kind of annoying when you start paying attention to it. And this is just too much action for an Exorcist movie, especially right off the bat. It just seems out of place. This is not like an action movie. Now we got like cars crashing and power poles falling over, and I obviously, like, even if it's realistic, like, it's just too much kind of chaos. I think these movies, like possession movies or horror movies in general, a lot of them would benefit from just being more subtle. If everything's just so over the top, I mean, I wouldn't say this is over the top and in your face necessarily. It's just like one kind of car crash. But when I saw this in the theater, it just immediately, I'm like, like, I just didn't like it. It's just kind of too much. It seems scarier, like the first movie, if you just build it up subtly and just have interesting characters and cool stuff happening, rather than, trying to fake us out by making the movie seem exciting because there's like car crashes that have nothing to do with the story. Now we're kind of getting into the Saving Private Ryan thing where the sound cuts out and all you hear is just like muffled noise and like everything's so chaotic. I don't know if Saving Private Ryan was the first movie to do that. Probably not, but this has been done better elsewhere. And again, just like everything is just quick cuts, fast camera movement. Like, you can't really see what's happening in half the shots anyway. It's just, I know probably when David Gordon Green was discussing this with his team, he was like trying to convey some just sense of chaos and disorder and disorientation. But it's really just really annoying to look at. Like, why not just film it properly? Just tell the story. Don't try to trick us with a whole bunch of flashy camera tricks like that's gonna somehow make this seem good or exciting. Like, good lord, it's so annoying to watch.
It's a difficult choice. We cannot save them both.
Now, obviously, this would be a very difficult choice. However, I don't think that there is a man in the world or a person in the world that would not pick their wife. Like, yeah, obviously you'd want to save your kid too, but if there was a chance that your wife was going to die in childbirth, I don't think anyone would say, yeah, you know what, just pull the plug on her. We'll roll the dice with the kid and hope that they turn out to be cool. Like, this is a woman that he's been in love with for years. I don't know how long they've been married, but they've probably been together for a long time. The baby is unborn. It would obviously be a difficult choice, but I think absolutely everyone would choose to save the wife. Which you find out later. Obviously, spoilers here, so if you haven't seen the movie, you should probably watch it instead of listening to this. Or better yet, maybe you shouldn't watch it because it's not very good. However, you find out that he did pick his wife, and that becomes a plot point later on, even though it didn't work out for him. But I don't get it why they're trying to make it. Are they seriously expecting people to be like, wow, what a difficult choice. I wonder what decision he's going to make. Like, who the hell would sacrifice their wife's life for an unborn baby? But maybe I'm stirring up a big issue here. I don't know, but at least that's the way I see it. If I'm wrong, let me know. It takes place in Percy, Georgia, which I guess is cool. I've never heard of Percy, Georgia. It looks like some kind of small town. I kind of like that even in the first movie, Washington, D.C. was just an interesting choice. Like, obviously a lot of movies take place New York, L.A., Chicago, like really big cities. So it was kind of cool. I don't know if there's a reason they picked this place or they just wanted to pick random small town America, but I think it's a good choice. Again, just having to cut in the really quick flashes of some other thing, so you can't just show some shots of this neighborhood. You have to interrupt it with some other quick visuals just to annoy the hell out of me. So I guess now that we're seeing this teenage girl, I think we're supposed to assume that he chose to save his daughter instead of his wife, which in my mind is a pretty cruel choice. But either way, she's here now, and now we're meeting one of the possessed girls.
Enjoying your day chilling in a mud bath, and then bzzz, and then
Am I the only one that finds these scenes in a lot of movies where they're just first introducing a character, and it's always with, there's like one or two parents and the kids, and they're just having some supposedly witty, funny kind of banter, and it's just kind of annoying. I've seen that a lot in movies. I don't know how to fix that problem, or if it even is a problem. Maybe it's just my taste, but I just find that there's a lot of just really annoying dialogue of characters just kind of acting ridiculous, and I don't know. It's just an observation I made.
I was wondering if I could do homework at Catherine's today. Like, go home with her. Her dad can bring me home.
Well, I was thinking that we could just do what we always do, you know? I come get you after school.
And that's one thing I don't understand is, like, this girl had said 13 years later, so she's supposed to be 13. Are you telling me that she's never, like, been out of her father's presence? Like, she's never gone over to play with a friend when she was a little kid by the time she's 13? Maybe I come from a different generation, but by the time I was that age, I would always, even when I was like 7, I was always going up the street to play with other friends, go to their house. Like, even if you're being supervised by other adults, you're not just, your dad is always with you and you've never hung out with a friend. Like, if this other Catherine girl is supposed to be like her best friend or something, like how they've never like hung out together, and it's such a strange request to go over. Like, wouldn't he just be like, yeah, that's cool, just make sure you're home by dinner or whatever? It's it isn't like a form of child abuse. Like, I understand that it's like he doesn't want to lose her. I think they're just trying to drive that point home that he really cares about his kid. But obviously we get that it's like his daughter. Like, obviously he cares about her. You don't have to just go that extra mile and have it that he really doesn't want her to go missing. He's very protective of her. It would have been better if he was just more like a normal dad, and she's like, hey, can I go over to Catherine's after school? Yeah, sure, honey, just make sure you're home by dinner. Okay. The story would have played out the same, but it would have made it seem more realistic than this is such a strange request that she wants to, like, not just have no friends because her dad won't let her out of his sight.
Like,
Poor little piggies.
I'm your friend.
And I think that was just supposed to be a callback to the first Exorcist movie where Reagan steals the cookie and then runs away. Not to mention, it just seems like it just does like a 180. Like, she's kind of upset that he won't let her go hang out with her friend, and then she just grabs something out of his hand and runs away laughing and smiling. It's like, wasn't the whole point of that scene that she was upset that her dad wouldn't let her see her friend?
This is not a game. It's time to go now. Right now.
She's like the worst hider ever. She just hides behind the door. If this was like a real game of hide and seek, she would come in dead last.
Hey, Angela. Tell your dad I'll meet him at the gym.
You got it, Mr.
You mean the guy that's standing right there in the doorway within earshot? Why don't you tell him yourself?
Tell him yourself.
Yeah, see, this guy gets it.
You gotta remember where I put it.
Hey, Mr. Fielding! Mr. Fielding, you're gonna leave your trash cans out here all week? So you just take the cans and you drag them down your driveway.
And what a dumb way to introduce characters. His best friend, I don't know if it's his best friend, but the guy across the street, obviously they're some kind of friends because they box together and stuff. So we introduce him, and then a few seconds later we introduce the Karen that lives next door. Like, how long does it take to walk down to your car and get in? Like 15, 20 seconds? And in that time they introduce both characters. Like, they both just happen to be stepping outside at that exact moment. I don't think that usually when you walk out of your house, it's not like everyone in the neighborhood is like right there within, waving to you and saying hi. It just seems like a poorly staged event. Like, why do they even need the subplot with the next door neighbor anyway? Like, why do they have to start off, she turns out to be like friendly to him and she helps out at the exorcism. So why do they have to start off with her giving him shit about his garbage cans? It has nothing to do with the movie. It doesn't have anything to do with his character or her character. 'Cause when I first saw this, I assumed like, oh, she's just gonna be like a nagging woman the entire movie, but it's like, no, just this one scene. After that, she's totally normal. It's just it just seems like a poor way to stage everything, like a coincidence that every character you need to know lives right next to him and are introduced immediately as he steps out the door. It's just such a bad way of doing it. And I did see one theory someone wrote online. I can't remember if it was like a YouTube comment or something, but someone pointed out that maybe it is this guy's fault. Like, he did leave the garbage cans out, which you're not supposed to do. I mean, maybe she's making too big of a deal about it. And then the next scene where the other dad's honking at him because he's blocking the traffic. But if you look at it from the other point of view, it's like, yeah, he's blocking traffic when he could have just pulled over. So like maybe he's kind of a problematic guy, that he's not just the innocent victim of everyone being an asshole to him, but he's actually like, he's just kind of a selfish person who doesn't think about other people. I don't know if that was something the filmmakers intended or if that's just a different way of looking at it, but it is interesting. It's like, yeah, there's a parking spot right there. Why didn't you just like pull into the parking spot instead of blocking traffic? Oh, and every movie, they always have to introduce families, like, not every movie, but bad movies. It's like the kids are arguing, the parents are yelling at the kids, they're all talking at the same time, so you can't even really pay attention to what they're saying, and the dialogue's not important anyway. It's just to show that they're fighting. It's just supposed to like put in some drama and make the movie interesting or something to keep your attention, and it's just a very annoying scene.
She's got something on her lips. Hey, I want it
You're
off.
embarrassing me.
She's got something on her lips. I want it off. Like, why would he care? Just be like, hey, you got something on your lip, and she'd probably wipe it off herself because she probably doesn't want to walk around with something on her lip.
I shouldn't have snapped at you.
And what's he honking for anyway? Like, his own kid is getting out of the car, so even if the dad in front of him is stopped there with his kid getting out of the car, it's going to take you a few moments for both kids to get out of the car, and then you're both going to start moving. Like, is he just going to like stomp on the gas while his daughter's halfway out the door and knock her down? Like, what's the point of getting the other car out of the way? It's going to take you a few moments anyway. And if these kids are friends, wouldn't the parents at least know each other? I know they try to make it look later like they had no idea their daughter was even friends with her. But wouldn't you just know your kid's friends? Like, the kid would have brought up, oh, my friend Catherine from school. And if they're like hanging out together and spending all this time together, like the movie tries to make it look like they're close, wouldn't their parents at least know each other casually? Maybe the parents aren't friends and hanging out together, but they would at least recognize each other on sight and probably wouldn't be such dickheads to each other and just honking and being an asshole.
Good morning, Mr. Fielding.
Morning, Captain.
So yeah, so if the kid knows the dad, the parents should know the dad too. Wouldn't that make sense?
Quiet.
So what's the, like, they're just whispering. You can't even hear what they're saying. They're just whispering. So if the dialogue isn't important to hear what they say, if you can't even make it audible, what's the point of even having it? It seems that every scene since they got back from Haiti, and even most of the scenes in Haiti, are just annoying. It is like really, really annoying me. And does anyone else find it weird that teacher is not sitting at a desk? He's just like sitting in a chair. Like, don't teachers sit at desks anymore? And we just saw them walk into the school together. Like, wouldn't they have a chance to chat before going to class and then whispering back and forth to each other, saying something that we can barely even hear, like while they're across the entire classroom from each other? Like, what are they even saying? There's like whispering stuff. They should have just cut this whole scene.
What did I say? 112.
Is this supposed to just be a throwback to the first movie where we saw that Karis was boxing? Just seems like every second scene has to be something that they lifted from the original Exorcist just to make us remember a better movie.
My church is having a pancake lunch on Sunday. You can both come.
Some of us get a little freaked out when people start speaking in tongues.
I don't think people speak in tongues when they're having pancakes at church. I don't know. I haven't been to church in a while, but I don't remember that being a thing.
The candle and hold the pendulum and ask the spirit yes or no
So the girls are off to go into the woods and worship Satan, I guess.
questions about.
You can light your own candles.
I guess there's nothing wrong. I mean, like, just the whole thing about there being 2 possessed girls in this one instead of 1. I mean, that's fine. That could have worked if it had been a better movie. But one thing I liked about the original movie was just like the sense of isolation with Reagan. Like her mom was an actor, and they were from California, but they were in Washington D.C. to film a movie, so she would have been away from all of her friends. And she had Sharon there, the housekeeper, but Sharon was still young, but noticeably older than Reagan. So she had no one her own age to hang out with. So she was spending her time in the basement and played with the Ouija board and then made that imaginary friend, Captain Howdy. It just seemed like she was just very isolated and alone. Where now it's like, oh, the two girls are best friends. I mean, nothing wrong with that. It's a different story. But I kind of like the one in the original movie. Oh, again with the loud, jarring noises. He just can't start a scene without having some loud noise. And this doesn't have anything to do with the scene. It's like a scene at a photography studio. But yeah, let's just cut to guys doing construction and just loud noise just to make everyone jump. Like, did anyone actually jump from this? Was anyone like, wow, David Gordon Green got me with that? I think he just pissed everyone off.
I'm going to count to 3. 1.
And can they not show a family where it's not just everyone talking at once and arguing and the dad's, yelling at the kids and being mean? It's like every scene has to just be exactly the same like that. Oh, and just keep cutting back to the construction outside. It's very important. That construction, the entire story of the movie pivots on that construction going on outside. So you better just make it loud and keep cutting back into it in the middle of another scene that's already completely useless anyway.
Clear your mind.
Why would these girls go down in that pit like that? There's probably all sorts of spiders and snakes down there. Kind of looks like on the right here, a man with a hat. Is it weird that he's sitting like in the middle of the room? He's got this tiny desk that's barely big enough to hold his laptop. If you were working, wouldn't he like sit down on a couch or a chair or have a desk like in the corner of the room? I know David Gordon Green just wanted the shot nicely balanced there, didn't have him in the middle, but it just seems weird to set up your workstation in the middle of a room just right next to the stairs. They're just sacrificing logic for getting a nice shot. And that's kind of look how mean that dad looks. Like what a lovely family photograph. And I've seen that in a million other horror movies where they're looking at a picture and there's either someone spooky standing in the background of the picture or people's faces are like blurred somehow. That's just been done so many times before. That kid's just so sad and then the dad's just like gonna murder his whole family or something.
Ange? You sleep?
This is a insanely huge house. This guy must be like one damn good photographer. Were those ketchup packets in that drawer? I have a hard time believing that two girls would peer down into there and be like, yeah, this is a place where we should totally jump down in here and sit down and do some stupid game. So yeah, this whole part with the missing kids, there's a lot of people online saying that this is like the best part of the movie, and then there's some people saying that, that it's not. I think it is one of the better parts of the movie. If this was a missing child movie versus a exorcism movie, it actually would have probably been better because some of these parts are kind of interesting, but it just, again, really doesn't have anything to do with the story overall once you get into it. And just knowing that it just is all downhill from here, it kind of ruins these parts anyway.
And here are your daughters, Angela and Catherine.
Yes, thanks for clearing that up because we didn't know who you were talking about when you said your daughters. So thankfully you named them so we know who you were referring to.
They proceeded at 2:45. It's about 7 hours ago.
Like, does she think they're stupid? That was 7 hours ago? Yeah, we know what time it is. We have phones that we could check.
Is there anything else going on with your daughter?
Every option.
That we should know?
And I hate this scene that it's like, oh, you just have to have arguments between the two families, and you got this dad here being an asshole, but really Victor is kind of being a jerk too. Like, he's basically accusing them. Is there anything about your daughter that I should know about? It's like, yeah, these two are obviously being kind of more aggressive and annoying, but like, why would you even ask that? Like, they're trying to find their kids. Why would you just somehow imply that there's something bad going on?
She is a popular kid.
If I did, this would not be the first time we would.
And what's the point if you're having two characters having two different conversations and talking at the same time, so you can't hear either of them? This is just such an annoying way to stage things. Even though it's kind of realistic, this would be how it is in real life, but if it's in a movie, if this dialogue is important enough to write and put in the movie, you should at least just stage it in a way that you could hear what they're saying instead of just having multiple people having arguments at the same time.
My daughter and we're connected. Close.
Yeah, because you basically keep her prisoner in the house and you never let her leave your sight.
She didn't do all the activities like the free spirit.
So many activities!
We need to recognize that we all have a common goal here. Let's get your girls home safe.
Yeah, they never considered that before until this cop brought it up. You mean maybe we should try to bring the girls home safe? Brilliant idea. Why didn't we think of that in the first place?
Beware the Jub Jub bird and shoot him the frumiest bandersnatch.
I guess they figure they did enough just referencing a better Exorcist movie, so now they'll just like flat out read from a book.
Drink for Catherine and her friend Angela.
Is it just me, or does that pastor look strikingly like Bill Clinton?
Kids come out.
I hate this scene. I don't even know why it's in the movie. And it just seems like it's something that would be in a Rob Zombie movie. Nothing wrong with Rob Zombie movies. I like some of his movies, but it just doesn't belong here. Like, these are just such bad characters. Like, even just from the logic point of view of the movie, the police already spoke to these guys and couldn't find anything. So if the police couldn't, what information does he think he's going to be able to extract from them? And not to mention, they just look like they have severe mental problems. So, like, what's the point of talking to them?
Find something else instead.
Like, that's just repulsive and disgusting. Like, why would they even put that in the movie? It's just supposed to, like, shock people. Well, what did you expect to happen? That you were going to go in there and have a polite, intellectual conversation with these guys that are clearly have mental problems? Like, what did you expect? I hate this scene. This might be my most hated scene in the movie. It's like, oh, the door's open. Maybe Angela's home.
Hey, Victor. Oh, good, you're home.
Oh my god, I fucking hate this scene so badly. It's no one in real life would ever do this. Like, since when does anyone, regardless of how good of friends they are, just go into someone's house without permission? Like, how do you even get in? Does he have a key? Even if you had a key, you don't just let yourself into someone's house, or you don't just break in and trespass without telling him. If he's friends with this guy, he has his number. He's able to message him. He could be like, hey, Victor, I want to talk to you about something. When are you going to be home? Make arrangements. You don't just go into someone's house, bring in a stranger with you, go into the guy's missing daughter's bedroom, and then start performing some ceremony without asking the guy first. It's just so stupid that anyone would do this. And that's not really what bothers me. What bothers me is the fact that David Gordon Green and the people that made the movie, they think that people are just going to buy this. It's just going to be, we'll work that into the story. It was meant to get a cheap jump scare. Like, he's going to come home, think maybe his daughter's home. He hears a noise. He even calls out and says hello. It's like, why wouldn't that woman answer? You see someone say hello, go see who it is. And then, there's some suspense as he peers into the room, and then there's some strange woman in there. And then his friend just jumps out of nowhere and startles him. But it's meant to, like, startle us, just to get, like, a cheap jump scare. Like, man, like, what stupid, shitty filmmaking. It just pisses me off that they're like, okay, we haven't gotten into any possession stuff yet, any scary stuff, so let's just have the guy be startled by his best friend who just came in without asking permission. Like, it just seems so staged. Like, why would they even put this scene in here? And this guy's daughter's missing. You just bring people in and they're just, like, burning incense or whatever they're doing, performing some ritual, and you didn't even ask this guy's permission to come into his house, and you just brought a bunch of strangers with you?
Is Angela here?
No, she's not here. This is Dr.
Is Angela here?
No, she's not here. This is my...
And he's just, like, brushing him off. Clearly, if the guy's daughter's missing, and he's like, is Angela here? This guy with the glasses should clue in and be like, oh, shit, yeah, he probably thought that Angela was home when he came in and heard noises in the house, and try to comfort him and be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, man. Yeah, I didn't think to do that." Instead, he's just like brushing him off. No, she's not here. But let me change the subject and introduce these weird people that I know.
Is this okay?
We want her to
She's
Is this okay? The time to ask if it's okay is before you trespass in someone else's house and bring a bunch of strangers in there.
I need you to get everybody out.
all right, ladies. Come on, faster, Stu. Come on.
And this kind of reminds me of that scene in The Godfather where Michael goes to see Fredo in Las Vegas, and then Fredo has like the band and all those girls, and then Michael's like, "Get rid of them," and Fredo's like, "Come on, get out of here, scram!" It's staged in a similar way.
Hey, pal, I was just trying to help.
Get the fuck out.
Okay?
Yeah, exactly. How could he? Why would he in any way expect this guy not to be pissed off? I'm glad to see young people are still making those things like I used to when I was a kid. Victor, get your gun. The guy's still in the house. He told you to leave.
When my sister was sick, for her to find relief, she had to go outside of her belief system, outside my beliefs.
And you know what she didn't do? She did not go into anyone's house without permission. And I don't think this is necessarily anything wrong, but it's just an observation. But it seems this movie like sets up a lot of these side characters that have nothing to do with anything else. It just tries to give them character or something, like having this conversation, this young guy and his dad before they run in, and like we never see these people again, so I don't see the point of that. Like they could have just started this scene with the guy going into the barn. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just an observation, but it seems like in the original movie, they didn't really waste time talking to side characters that go nowhere. Like obviously there were side characters. You know, there was the homeless guy that was like helping old altar boy father. There was like that guy. Then there was other characters, but it just seemed like, I don't know, it just everything in the original Exorcist was well done and well executed, and everything in this movie kind of pisses me off and seems like it's wrong.
Dad?
Where are we?
Stop doing that. It's not enough that you have this guy yelling. That's obviously the more intense part. It's like, oh, this guy's yelling for his dad and he found the girls. Now let's just cut away and start the next scene with a honking car. It's just every scene has to start with a loud noise meant to startle people. It's so annoying. Yeah, and what a great way to go and get to your daughter faster is driving like a maniac, like it's a Fast and the Furious movie or something. Yeah, just kill a bunch of innocent pedestrians as you're driving and wind up in jail. It's going to help you out there, Victor. Like, why didn't they just start with him running into the hospital? But nope, you got to have him weaving in and out of traffic just so you could have more excitement in the movie. It's like, we didn't need that. The whole point, we just saw them find the girls. They find the girls, and he's going to see them to find out what happened. Why didn't they just cut from the guy saying, "Dad," to Victor running into the hospital and seeing his daughters instead of almost having car accidents? Everything in this movie just pisses me off. And I'm glad that they had that shot there of the missing girls on the poster, because we haven't been reminded about that enough. People might have forgotten that the two girls are missing. So right before we see them again, let's just remind them that they were missing.
Baby, you've been gone 3 days.
Would they really wait until he arrived? Obviously, that policewoman had this conversation with the girl before he arrived. Wouldn't the policewoman be like, "No, you've been gone 3 days"? I don't know what police protocol is there, but they waited until the dad came so she could repeat that and he could be the one to tell her. Obviously, it's just for dramatic effect for the movie, but it just seems weird that they wouldn't have told her before. And so this woman that lives next door is also a nurse at the hospital. It's like, why is it just such a coincidence that not only is she a nurse and has an important role to play in this movie, she also just lives in the house next door to him? Like, they could have gotten rid of that whole stupid opening scene where she's giving him shit about the garbage cans. She could have just lived somewhere else in the town. Like, if she's going to work here, why couldn't it just be a nurse that works here that ends up helping? Why would they have to introduce her way earlier with some stupid forced argument over garbage cans when they could have just introduced her here and the movie would have been exactly the same? It's just everyone he knows has to live within a stone's throw of his house.
Okay, we'll start again from the top.
Just gonna touch you right here, okay?
She's not complaining of any pain, but she's disoriented, which can...
Again, just like cutting back and forth, not only between the two girls, but it's just a succession of rapid cuts of people talking, and you get the gist of the scene, but like, why is everything staged like this? I know it's just a creative choice, and it's not necessarily wrong, and in a better movie, maybe it would work, but it's just, I don't know, it's too frantic of like editing and visuals that are necessary for a possession movie. Like the filmmakers think like people's low attention span, so they got to keep things moving. It's good. You can't stay on any shot for more than 2 seconds. Any like thought, you can't just stay on. You can't just sit on something and let it sink in for a minute. You just have to be going the next thing, everyone talking at the same time, chaos, cutting from one girl back to the other. It's really fucking annoying.
Happen with head trauma. We're just gonna take a look over here.
Good. Thank you, Jill. Now we have to do one last portion of the exams.
And it's kind of like the medical scene in the first Exorcist, which was way better. That scene was disturbing. I've even had people say that's the scariest part because it was real. They weren't doing 1,000 cuts a freaking second and having shaky cam and chaos and everyone talking. They just showed this in nice stable shots, showed this incredibly invasive procedure, and it was just very well executed and worked. And then this is just frustrating.
Toxicology is normal. Their stories are...
It's a common sign of demonic possession is that the victim likes to open and close blinds.
You guys should consider yourselves lucky. Sure, girls keep secrets, but every test is clean.
Yeah, you just consider yourselves lucky and just drop the whole matter so we can get on to the next plot point. So just forget this happened, just be satisfied with the mystery of what happened to them, and we'll never mention it again.
Normally, I hate it.
And it just seems like the onset of these demonic symptoms, the demonic possession symptoms, came on very quickly. I know in the original movie, they kind of came on quickly as compared to the book. Like, the movie's great, but I really love the book because it just took a while for things to build up and to get worse and worse. Here, it's kind of like they were acting normal in the hospital as they were being examined. All of a sudden, now that the examination's over, they're acting possessed, like within 10 minutes. It just seems like it just happened quickly. Maybe if they didn't waste so much time in this movie with, like, useless scenes and other boring, unnecessary stuff, they could have just built up the girls could have been found earlier, and they could have just built up the whole onset of the possession stuff a little bit more.
I wanted to talk to Mama. Sometimes I hear her voice. She talks to me.
Sometimes you hear her voice. You never met her. The whole thing was she died like as you were born. So how could you hear her voice? You should have no memory of her.
Yeah, maybe sometimes I hear her voice too.
If it was really her.
You're not crazy.
Okay, if you're both hearing your dead mother/wife's voice, maybe you should get a second opinion on that statement that you're not crazy.
You light a candle. Clear.
Ugh. Now not only they're having the stupid quick flashes of things, now they're adding in the, throwing the scary face in there, which was done with a much better effect in the original Exorcist movie. It's like now they're just trying to copy that, and it just it's like, yeah, we've seen it before. It's not scary.
Your mind.
Stop doing that. So I guess that was a little bit, I don't know, I wouldn't say scary, but I love the fact that it was not a jump scare. They didn't have that stupid, annoying, jarring sound in there. I mean, he probably just forgot because he seems to do that at every other moment. But that was at least an attempt at something. Was kind of cool.
Okay, baby.
What is it with the stupid false scares? Like, they haven't really had anything like horror scares, like anything related to the demon and stuff, or just like a couple. So it's like, let's just have people startling other people. Who would do that? Like, especially like your daughter just went through some traumatic thing. You couldn't just walk into the room and be like, hey, sweetie, You have to like suddenly jump in and be like, hey, just to give them a quick startle. Obviously they're trying to startle the audience by having something like that, and it's like, oh boy, that made me jump. But it's like, that's not horror. That's just making a noise and having someone come in and startle you. It's such a stupid thing. People complain about jump scares, and these are like the worst of the jump scares. Why do they keep doing that? Okay, so if you're in the bathroom and all of a sudden the lights starts flicking on and off, why would you like look up and try to figure out what's going on? Obviously, like in a normal house, the lights, like bathrooms are usually not that big. The light switch is probably within arm's reach. Wouldn't you just look to the light switch to see what the hell's going on first?
What you doing up, Ladybug?
And look, that door is right next to him. So clearly he would not look up when he saw the lights. He would just look over and see her standing there. Not to mention, through his peripheral vision, he would have seen her walk up anyway, or he would have heard the floor creeping. It's a very small room, so he couldn't just walk it. Like, how could she just walk up to him without him noticing, flick on the lights, and he's looking up like, what's going on? Oh, it's just my daughter who's standing right there in the doorway next to me. Ooh. Now it's getting really scary because the lights are going on and off without her messing with them.
What'd you say?
What the hell? Okay, enough fucking around with the lights. Just send her to bed. Honestly, this is one of the better, more memorable parts in the movie, which is very, very sad because it's really so dumb. And on watching this movie multiple times, which unfortunately I've been forced to in order to do this review, it gets worse each time. It's really just ridiculous.
I heard you say something.
No, he's just trying to brush his teeth in peace. Just go to bed and leave him alone.
Who's ready for breakfast?
Well, you only live with one person, Victor, so really the options are limited.
We got Rocky Road. Because why the hell not?
They always do this in movies too. It's so dumb when someone is talking to someone that is not in the room and they don't even know if they can hear. Like, what if she has headphones on? Like, how do you know she's even listening to you? You're just talking all happy. Like, there's no possibility that maybe the person who's in some other room, probably with the door closed, can't hear what you're saying. And this is how you know something bad's going to happen, because it's one character acting completely cheerful. They haven't seen the person yet, so obviously something bad's going to happen. But they're just acting like they're completely oblivious. They're so happy. And then it's like they walk in and, oh my God, something's wrong. They do that in so many movies. It's just such a cheap way of staging something.
I never knew you could sleep through Rocky Road.
Yeah, how can you be sleeping through something that she didn't know you were making because she's asleep? Like, wouldn't the normal thing to do in this situation is to like, hey, Angela, you up? I'm going to make you breakfast in bed. Just confirm that she's at least conscious before you start having this long, one-sided conversation as you're just laughing and having a good time when you don't even know she can hear you. How did that bathtub fill up so quickly? It's been like 20 seconds.
Yes?
Maybe she's hiding behind the door again. And you can tell something's going to happen because the spooky music stopped suddenly, so they're trying to trick you into thinking, now it's safe. Now, these young actors, the two girls, were very, very good. It's not their fault this movie sucks. It's the writing and the directing of it and the editing of it that sucks. They did a really good performance. But the thing is as horror fans who have seen other Exorcist movies and other possession movies, you get to the point where they're all the same. Basically, they all rip off the original Exorcist. They don't really try anything new. They just take all the puzzle pieces from other possession movies, put them together, and then think like, wow, we did all the tropes that you're supposed to have in a possession movie, and then they just expect people to like it. So you had a lot to live up to with a movie about that's a sequel to The Exorcist. And like, heaven forbid you try anything new other than like, hey, let's have 2 girls instead of 1. But it's like, we've seen this. We've seen people freaking out. We've seen the crazy eyes and the demonic, raspy, deep voices, and like, it's just, there's nothing new here. But yeah, these girls did a very good job, and they deserve to be commended for it.
Get a full set of vitals, so I need blood pressure, heart rate, respiratory rate, oxygen level.
Yeah, thanks for clearing that up, doctor, because I don't think that the medical staff here would know what a full set of vitals means. So this scene reminds me of that part in Silence of the Lambs where they're taking photographs of that dead body. Just another example of a scene done better in a better movie.
Have you ever seen anything like this?
Have you taken your garbage cans in yet?
We do here today glorify.
Oh yeah, so this is the famous scene from the trailer. I think this was like the big memorable scene from the trailer. And as soon as I saw it, I was just immediately worried. It's like, oh no, like it's too over the top for an Exorcist movie. And it's like, the more you try to be scary and make it crazy and over the top, for lack of a better word, it has like a reverse effect where it kind of becomes less scary.
Our beloved Catherine West is home, safe and sound.
And I'm sure she really appreciates you singling her out so the entire congregation can turn around and look at her.
For we know that.
So yeah, this is the big famous scene from the trailer. It's probably like I wouldn't say the peak moment in the film, but it's probably like the most famous scene in the film, I would think.
We were saved one day.
Why would he continue talking when this young girl walks in and it looks like she's covered in something that might be blood? Why would he continue blabbing away instead of addressing the situation that clearly needs to be addressed? So yeah, the scene, it's well done. Like, it's well acted, and it kind of almost would work in another movie, but again, it's just like, it's too much. The original Exorcist, like, it just had all these subtle moments that built into something that could kind of instill fear in people. Whereas this is kind of just, let's put a shocking moment in there, and it just kind of doesn't really work. But granted, this is one of the better scenes in the movie, so I'll give it that, but that's not saying much. But yeah, this girl does a pretty good job here. I wonder if these people would be welcome back at church after this really big scene.
Something they did out there opened them up for an unholy spirit to enter. That's how demonic.
And it just seems that it's a very contrived moment where it's like, oh, they just announce that they're possessed. That's how they figure it out. It doesn't happen through any sort of progression of anything. It's just kind of like, oh, they're acting weird, therefore she's possessed. Which I guess, in reality, someone who's religious might make that connection. But even in the original, they didn't really, it wasn't like, oh, now she's possessed, let's do this. They even said the doctors are like, an exorcism might help, but not for the reasons that it's real, but it's just like the psychological reason that if the person thinks they're possessed and you do an exorcism, it might, trick their brain into thinking that they're better. But now it's just kind of like, yeah, we're right around the midpoint of the movie, so let's just have one of the characters say, oh yeah, the girls are possessed, and then now we know what's going on.
And he reappeared 3 days later. 3 days, just like our girls.
It's probably just a coincidence, lady.
Do you think they went to hell?
Well, that's what happens to kids that don't come home for dinner on time.
Also provide insight into dissociative identity disorder.
So this whole scene here, it reminds me of the beginning of the 2018 Halloween movie, also by David Gordon Green. How we're just showing kind of weird-looking people around the hospital, and I don't know. Again, there's technically nothing wrong with it, and it could just be that this movie disappointed me so much that it makes me just hate everything about it. But I just don't like this style. And it's like, I mean, I know it's his style of filmmaking, and you're allowed to, reuse elements from your own movie, but it just seems like there's a lot of this movie that reminds me of the Halloween movies, and I don't know, I just don't like the way it's staged.
We offer a 24-hour monitoring.
And again, it's like, the main conversation here that the people are saying, it's kind of muffled and hard to hear what he's saying because it's being interrupted by other noise, other people talking, other stuff going on. So it's like, well, if this is not really important dialogue, it's just like a bunch of throwaway dialogue to be in the background while you just look at the visuals and get the point of the scene.
You don't believe in God?
I don't believe in the question.
What the hell does that mean? You don't believe in the question?
I never told anyone what name I had chosen or about my pregnancy.
So did he just slam the door in her face? Like, what was the end of the story?
An expert in demonic possession, is that correct?
I guess you could say that.
So this is kind of ridiculous that this guy was just stubbornly atheist. Like, he just argued that he can't stand religious people. Like, they've set that up from the beginning, even in the boxing scene with his friend who invites him to church. And he's like, no, it creeps me out. And just a moment ago, he's like, you religious people are all the same. Like, he doesn't believe in anything. They really, really made that clear. Now he flips through a few pages in a book and then sees something that he recognizes, the help me thing that was on his daughter. And then all of a sudden now he just completely believes in everything.
Automatics?
And in the original Exorcist, they made it clear that performing an exorcism was very difficult. It's not just something that any priest could do. And Father Karras wanted to do it himself, but the church was like, no, we need someone with experience. Like, we need this, like, elderly priest who's done this before and just has that much experience in order to do it. And here it's like, this guy looks like he's in college. Like, it's just some random priest that they find, and all of a sudden they're trying to make it look like, oh, he's going to be able to pull this off. Like, where'd this character come from? Like, they set up all the other characters, and this guy's supposed to be important, and they're just like, no, let's just introduce him. He's just some random priest. Unless I missed something, but I just think that they're not taking the whole rite of exorcism seriously in this.
Okay.
And yeah, obviously the big deal this movie is Ellen Burstyn's return, and a lot of people, especially a lot of like YouTube critics, were very angry that she was misused in this movie, and I have to agree for the most part. It is cool to see her, like, it's just a legacy character, and it's just cool to see her again after all these years. And I get it that she's very, very old, so they can't just have her working long days to and being a main character in the movie, so they had to keep her role minimal. And also, they didn't know. I think they basically committed to this movie before she had agreed to be in it. So her character had to work in such a way that the story would still work regardless of whether or not she was in it. So that's why she doesn't play that big of a role, and they basically introduce her and then get rid of her really quickly, which made a lot of people angry. But it was still cool just to see her in it for the little bit that she's in it.
I think what you're asking me is if I believe any of this stuff will really help your daughter. But what you should be asking is if you believe it.
I don't think it matters that he believes it. Wouldn't it matter more if the daughter believes it? Like, if she's talking about placebos and stuff, wouldn't it matter if the person who is possessed believed it? Like, who cares what their dad would think about it? He's not the one who's possessed.
I didn't actually witness it, the exorcism, because I'm not a member of the damn patriarchy.
Oh, burn. That damn patriarchy. Yeah, like, what a stupid statement. It's like, no, you weren't in the room because you were not an exorcist. That's why, like, when a family member or child has a surgery, they don't allow you in there to watch because it's for the professionals only. Not to mention, it's kind of disrespectful because the two priests died saving your daughter after you begged them to, and now you're just complaining about the patriarchy that they didn't allow you in there. Like, yeah, that's a pretty stupid thing for them to write into this movie.
I studied every culture, every religion, every ritual for it I could find.
Now, when I first saw this, my first thought when she said that was, why would you study a whole bunch of different religions' views on this phenomenon of possession? Wouldn't you just study the Catholicism, like the one that worked? But when I thought about it, technically, in the first Exorcist movie, the exorcism did not work. It was a failure. The only reason that Reagan was saved was because Father Karras invited the demon into himself, and then he leapt out the window. That's what saved him. But ultimately, like, the exorcism didn't work. But Chris McNeil didn't know that because she was not in the room. She just rushed into the room afterwards and saw that Reagan was back to normal, and the window was shattered with Karras laying at the bottom of the steps. So she would not have known that. So I'm not sure whether or not that statement made sense. I think they just wrote it in there because David Gordon Green wanted to have different religions participate in this exorcism. So it's like, how about we write in that after Reagan's ordeal that that her mom just researched all these different religions. And I mean, by this point, the story and the writing in this movie is pretty terrible. So it's like, is it really that much of a difference to write in one more stupid thing?
But then the book came out. It was such a huge success. She hated it. She never forgave me for writing it.
And I have a hard time believing this, because in the original Exorcist movie, Reagan's mom, who we're looking at here, is an actor and is pretty famous. They have magazine covers of the mom and the daughter, and they're happy and smiling. So Reagan was used to some kind of celebrity life in the public eye and seemed to be a happy kid for the most part. So why would all of a sudden the mom puts out a book about her, and that is so devastating to Reagan that she never speaks to her mother again? Like, it looks like they had a close relationship. Not to mention, wouldn't Chris have told Reagan that she was writing this book before it was published? They kind of make it look like this was just dropped on Reagan's lap all of a sudden. It's like, Mom, you wrote a book about what happened to me with the possession? I'm never speaking to you again. I just don't buy it. It seems like maybe she'd be upset about it, but she'd probably get over it because she's used to just being a celebrity and having, you know, tabloid type news spread about her. Like, she would have adjusted to it. I just have a hard time buying that. I think it's because Linda Blair was smart enough not to want to take a part, or at least a big part, in this movie, because it was a terrible idea. So they're like, well, let's have an excuse of why Reagan's not involved. Why didn't they just make it that, hey, Reagan lives in, France now, or, she just lives somewhere else, so she's not in this scene. I mean, she doesn't have to live far away. Like, she's an adult. She could just live in a different house in a different town or city, and that's the reason that she's not here. Like, why'd they have to make an excuse of why she's not in this movie? Like, it's like they're trying to justify why she's not in this movie rather than any logical reason that she wouldn't be in Chris's life. It's just another bad, stupid plot point of this movie.
Praying that I'll see her sweet face again one of these days.
There's something I saw in your book that made me come here today.
He just, like, completely ignores her statement. He's like, anyways, on another subject.
Father Maddox, Victor, Angela's father.
And this priest just does not look confident. Like, why would did they just pick one at random? Like, he just doesn't look like he is in any position to perform an exorcism or help in any way. Father Marin was, like, confident. It even says in the book that, like, as soon as he came in, it made Chris McNeil feel like maybe this would turn out okay. It helped calm her, right? It's like, this guy just has such a presence. Whereas this priest just looks like a scared little boy.
Where is she?
And why would Chris McNeil even want to help? Like, she clearly states, it's said more than once in this movie, that she is not an exorcist. Like, she said that in the interview, and then that next door neighbor read it on some website or something. So we know that she's not an exorcist. So how could she help by going to see this girl in the hospital? Wouldn't she be like, okay, just go contact a priest? Like, you already have my book. You have all the information, all my knowledge I already have. Why would she need to go herself to see the girl? How could she possibly help? And I like how they just have her name, Angela, just written on that board. There's no way that they could know the name of the person in that room unless it's just written on a whiteboard.
Tony?
What is it with people in this movie and going into houses without permission? I mean, in this situation, you're worried about someone and you're going in to check on them, so maybe that's more justified.
God is punishing us.
Yeah, he's punishing you for honking at another dad who's in front of you in a parking lot. Now, why would Chris McNeil go and confront this possessed girl on her own? Like in the original Exorcist, she saw that her own daughter who was possessed had to be strapped to the bed because she just had such strength and was so violent and dangerous that she couldn't be allowed to move. So now Chris McNeil, who here is very, very weak and elderly, and instead of even telling the guy that she came in with, the able-bodied man, like, hey, like, I'm going to go and check on the girl upstairs, maybe come with me in case she, suddenly attacks us. Instead, she just goes off by herself, knowing that she is not an exorcist and there's really nothing that she could do to help. Like, why would she do that?
I know who you are.
And why would she assume that this is the exact same demon? Like, isn't the whole point in the Christian religion that there's multiple demons? Why would she assume that this is the exact same one that she has a history with? Like, presumably she has not seen this Pazuzu entity since the original movie, so it's been 50 years. I could see if this was something that happened on a regular basis, that she's like, hey, I'm dealing with you again. But it's not. Like, she just assumes it's the same one.
I come here to return life to this child from whom it is unwillingly taken.
Like, if she is now an expert in the ritual of exorcism, and she also knows that she is not an exorcist, why would she attempt to do this? She would know that there's like a certain thing you have to do, like a certain book you have to read and things you have to say, and even most priests are unqualified to do it. Only certain priests that have the experience to do it. Why would she just all of a sudden, after explaining that, decide to do it herself? Yep, here's this incredibly dangerous possessed girl has incredible strength and is just freaking out and acting violently. Instead of calling someone to come help for backup, just go and inch your way towards her and just get in close proximity to her. Nothing could possibly go wrong. So yeah, this part with Chris McNeil getting her eyes stabbed out was, I know a lot of people have kind of trashed it, and I think honestly it's pretty decent part. It kind of came as a surprise. It's stupid that Chris McNeil's been in this movie for like 5 minutes and then she's basically gone. But I wasn't expecting this to happen. It kind of came as a shock, so I guess it was an effective moment. I can't trash everything in this movie. I got to give it a little bit of credit sometimes where it's due. Oh, again, with just the quick flashing of images. Like, we just saw a scary part with a possessed girl, and then Chris McNeil gets her eyes stabbed out. Like, that's shocking enough as it is. Why do they feel the need to just throw in all this quick imagery? Like, trying to make it even scarier, and it doesn't work.
We must move forward as soon as possible with this ritual, with the help of all of you.
Why is she allowed in here? I know she was trying to become a nun at some point, but isn't she just a civilian to these Catholic people? Like, why would she be allowed in the room?
Do you know what that thing said to me when I was in the room with it?
You mean when you went into that room alone without any backup or help, like you should not have done? How'd that work out for you, Mrs. McNeil?
The most important thing of all is people.
Like, this is just more David Green stupid theme nonsense. Like, what does that mean? They all have something in common. People. Everything has people in common. I mean, we're humans in this world. Like, war has people in common. The mafia has people in common. Everything revolves around people. What a stupid statement. Like, I could just see him sitting there writing that and just thinking, like, wow, this is so profound. That's absolutely meaningless. The first exorcism, that was about people. The two priests were people. Reagan was a person. And it didn't work, and it didn't have anything to do with whether or not it's people. What a stupid statement. It's just it's the same as the Halloween movies, like the David Gordon Green Halloween trilogy. Like, this is all about people and community. It's like, no, it's supposed to be a movie about a possessed girl. You don't need to have these, like, underlying themes to it that are just driven into your head, and there are no... These don't even make any sense. Like, it's just so stupid. It's just like he's trying to... It's just so surface layer, but he's trying to make it sound like it's so deep that it's people coming together. If it's people coming together, it shouldn't matter if they're different religions or what. If you're trying to say that the religion has nothing to do with it or the actual ritual has nothing to do with it, it's just people coming together, then what's the point? What's the point of researching all these religions? You could just get people to come in and do whatever. It's just so stupid.
Whether it's family or neighbors.
Yeah, there's people everywhere you go. You go to the bar, there's people there. You go to a concert, there's people there. You walk down the street, there's people there. What the hell does this have to do with anything? And then they just have this like music in the background. This is supposed to just send tingling up your spine and just make you feel good. Like, yeah, we're gonna fight back against this evil demon through people.
Maybe Reagan is gone.
And if this is true, what she's saying about the people working together, why did she go into that room alone? Like, you could have just got the other people in the house to come and help you.
You can bring your daughter back. You've got to bring everyone together.
Yeah, you got to bring everyone together, and by that she means just like the 4 people that represent different religions. It's not really everyone, is it? It's like they're putting together the Avengers of an Exorcist movie here.
How much do you know about what I do, Mr. Fielding? About root work?
Well, my friend broke into my house the other day and explained it to me at great length, so I understand quite a bit.
To go forward, you have to go back.
Wow. Sometimes to go forward, you have to go back. No, to go forward, you have to go forward. If you're in your car and you're trying to drive forward, you don't go forward by going back. That is just a stupid statement that David Gordon Green wrote, once again thinking that it was some sort of brilliance. It is not. How do they explain this? Like, yeah, we're just going to bring her home. We think she's all better now, so, thanks for your help, but we'll take her home.
The priest is on his way.
Yeah, the priest will save everything. But this guy's not a Catholic. This guy, he's with Bill Clinton's religion, so why would he think that the priest is going to be the one to save everything? Wouldn't he believe in his own religion the most?
All right, we got it.
Like, this just seems like it's like a torture device or something. Like they're the CIA trying to extract information from an enemy, just strapping them to a chair that's nailed to the ground. I don't know. It seems kind of horrible.
I am sorry. Okay, but it doesn't matter. I cannot be a part of this.
Why did they make this priest such a pussy? Is it just so that they could have that big scene where he finally works up the courage and marches in? It seems like you just picked the wrong priest. Karras would have convinced those people to do the exorcism.
What you're doing here is dangerous.
It can't be that dangerous. Chris McNeil tried to do it all by herself, and it worked out fine for her, except for getting her eye stabbed out.
With or without you.
It was, 2 days ago or something, that this guy was just absolutely not religious, didn't believe it at all. Now he's just stubbornly believing that this is the only answer. And I guess it could just be because his daughter's been in a psychiatric hospital and they weren't able to help. So this is like the last possible thing they could try. But still, like, it just seems like there should be a more gradual. You would become religious over a period of time, not over a matter of like 48 hours.
And you stand up to this creature with deprecatory prayer. Do you understand?
I always thought this was so dumb. Like, they made such a big deal in the first movie that only certain priests could even do this. Like, this is a very important ritual that not anyone can do. Here, he just hands her a book and is like, yeah, give it your best shot. You know, there'd be like a surgeon telling a patient's mother who has no medical training, here's a scalpel, just, go to it, give it your best shot. That, like, why would you possibly do that? Why would this possibly work? This priest, who has some sort of training, he's too chicken shit to even try it. Why would this random woman, even if she tried to be a nun at some point, how could she possibly have, like, the religious authority to pull this off?
When Jesus called these 12 together, he granted them.
It's because it's about people. That's why. And if this is possible, like, that anyone could do this, why not just do it yourself, buddy? If she could do it without the church's permission, why can't you do it? Like, what, are they going to fire you as a priest? Like, just don't tell them.
The power of Christ works through all of us.
No, it does not.
He's not going to be joining us.
What do you mean? What are you talking about? He's not coming. This was the entire
Something
point.
about the church. Wouldn't let him.
What does he mean, something about the church? Like, he doesn't understand what's happening. If he's put all this effort into it to have an exorcism done to his daughter, he was talking with Chris McNeil, who is this expert on exorcism. He's been reading that book that she wrote all about exorcism. You figure he would just know the basics, like they have to get the church's permission. especially since Ann Dowd went to talk to the priest, like she would have told him, and she was even in the room with him, with the priests, while they were discussing it. She would say they have to get permission from the higher-ups in order to do an exorcism. Now he's talking like, I don't know, something to do with the church. Like, he doesn't understand the absolute basics needed to do this. And the thing is, this couple, like Catherine's parents, they seemed like they're very devout religious people, but they would be devout to their own religion. It seems like if they were the ones that first figured out that the girls are possessed, that they would want to use their own religion to defeat the demons. That's the one that they believe in. So why would they care so much that the Catholic priest couldn't come? Like, they got Bill Clinton there. Shouldn't he be enough?
To free these children from infestation.
And I like Ann Dowd's character in Hereditary. Like, she was pretty cool in that. But in this, she's kind of just annoying and, like, I don't know. I just don't like her character in this.
I am meant to do it. I can't.
You're not meant to do it. You're not meant to do it in any way. And it's like, what's the point of even having priests if basically anyone can just do what they do? Like, I'm not a religious person myself, but in the context of the rules, especially the rules that these movies have established, if this is something that's just like, yeah, just grab a book and do it yourself and you could have the same effect, like, it kind of cheapens the whole thing.
I see now why the Lord took me out of the convent.
He took you out of the convent because you got knocked up before you could take your vows. And I've always been a big fan of, like, simplicity in movies, just not overdoing things. The original one just had the two priests and Reagan in the room, and it was a classic scene, probably like the best exorcism scene ever. Now there's what, like 10 people in this room, and it's like, and 2 girls, like, there's just too many people, too many different religions, too many different things going on at once. But well, let's keep going. Did Ann Dowd just steal all that stuff from the hospital? They just show Chris McNeil there just so you don't forget that she's in the movie. It's like, hey, don't forget about her. We paid her a lot of money to be in the movie, so guys should appreciate it.
Their vibrations are strong.
Their vibrations are strong. What a profound statement.
Fill your servant.
And for a guy who is, like, dead set being the one to, like, we're gonna do this, Victor here kind of does the least. He's just, like, standing there watching while everyone else does it. Which I guess he's not an exorcist, so, I mean, then again, neither's Ann Dowd. So he's just kind of sitting here reacting or staring with a blank look on his face.
And ever. Amen.
Tonight, you'll...
Yeah, and obviously that's just a callback to the famous pea soup scene, which was better and more memorable in the original.
Your voice must be silent!
See you.
Yeah, you tell him, Bill Clinton.
No! For the horror gun! No!
Honor your mother.
Like, Ann Dowd would have to know that this was going to happen. The demon already brought up and kind of mocked her for what happened when she was younger and trying to become a nun. Now that she knew that she was going to go in there and confront it, she had to be aware that it was probably going to bring it up again. So why is she just acting like comes as such a shock and she can't handle it?
The power of Christ.
Go out and sulk in the car with the priest there, Ann Dowd.
We need to try something else, something different, something new.
You need to try. So you've been doing this for what, like a minute and 15 seconds now? Apparently in real life, quote real life, exorcisms take weeks or months. It's not just like something you do and it's over with, like, in half an hour. It's something that takes a long time. It takes a repeated process. So why is it like, oh, this isn't working in the first minute we're trying, so we got to try something else?
He is my fortress and my refuge.
Hallowed be thy name.
Like, this is just so crappy and dull. Like, as horror fans, we've seen a possession scenes many, many times, or exorcism scenes many times. Like, this is nothing new. This is just kind of like a dull, plain, boring version of it. And, oh yeah, you can have the possessed person say all sorts of vile things, and they're acting all crazy, and their eyes are all weird, and their voice is gravelly, and it's like, so what? I've seen this all before. Like, the original Exorcist set the standard for all future exorcism movies. They all ripped it off. So now is the chance for David Gordon Green, now that they're doing a new one after 50 years since the original, They could do something new. They could just set the new standard that all possession movies would copy from now on. Instead, they just copy everything from the first movie in a slightly duller, more plain way. Like, why is he that close to her, first of all? They said in the original movie, like, it lies. Don't listen to it. Don't talk with it. Don't engage with it. Here he is, like, face to face, eye to eye with this thing that's not his daughter. Like, why is he even in the room to begin with? But if he is, why is he, like, that close? I don't get, like, we're supposed to be scared here or feel something. It's just, I've seen so many of these. Even in the theater, I was just almost bored by it. It's just like, when's this going to be over with? This is just a rehash of every other exorcism scene. Like, well, why are we watching this? You're totally making a mess of this guy's bathtub.
What are you doing? Vinegar offered in jest. That became our salvation.
You're dumping vinegar on them? Well, of course it burns. You're pouring vinegar on their open cuts. What the hell did you expect? Yeah, CGI smoke. Awesome.
What is that?
It's vapor from inside. They're at a critical temperature.
It's vapor from inside. Cool. This is what I came to an Exorcist movie to see, is two plumes of smoke duking it out. I mean, at least that was kind of original, but when I wanted something original, I wanted something better than that.
Is it over? Is that it?
No, it's a start.
Oh, God, you're telling me there's more of this?
Take this ball. Dump it to the east, away from the house.
In the name of...
Yeah, make yourself useful, Victor. You're not doing anything here other than standing around looking serious, so you may as well go and take the garbage out. Why would the priest still be there after all this time? I could just see David Gordon Green and his fellow screenwriters. They're just scratching their heads trying to figure out, okay, the priest said that the church wasn't going to do the exorcism, so he can't do it. And they're like, but then we need him to come in later and get his neck broken. But why would he leave and then come back? And then someone, probably David Gordon Green, also was just hit with this brilliant idea. He's like, what if the priest just sits there in his car the entire time and just waits until Victor comes and gets him? And they're like, oh my God, that could be the most brilliant piece of writing in the history of screenwriting.
Yield then to...
So that's supposed to show that this guy really believes in it now, that he's willing to take his shoes off.
Never wanted me.
Well, I mean, I can kind of see why. Like, you're not exactly the most ideal daughter at this point.
You made your choice when my mother was dying!
Yeah, of course. Why is this a big deal? Of course he made that. He could have told her this years ago, been like, yeah, like, unfortunately your mother was in an accident because of an earthquake, and we tried to save her, but unfortunately it didn't work, so you were born instead, and I'm glad you're here. Why is this a debate? Why would she expect, like, you're telling me that she's like, you should have let my mother die just so I could live. Like, is she really that selfish? And if her whole point is that she wanted her mom to die so that she could live, what is she complaining about? That's exactly what happened. So what the hell's her problem?
Save my wife. And save my wife.
Like, why would he feel guilty about this in any way? He should just be like, yeah, of course I did. Why would she think that's a problem? Why would, like, he knows the choice he made, so, like, being reminded of it is going to all of a sudden, he's all, like, scared now? Like, he was put in an impossible position with an impossible choice. Like, what did the girl think he was going to do? They're just trying to make it look like this is, like, a huge plot point. This is going to be such a revelation that, oh my God, I thought that he picked a daughter, but he didn't. What an asshole. What a horrible human being. He tried to save his wife. He should feel guilty for that.
Let them kill the child you wanted, mother.
Can you see why, though? Really, he could be with his wife right now, just watching Netflix and eating popcorn and enjoying their time together. Instead, he's here dealing with his possessed kid.
The one you never wanted.
What is he shocked about? Like, he's well aware that happened. He's aware that he tried to save his wife, but it didn't work. So the baby was born instead. What is he so shocked and everything about?
Now you have to make another choice.
One girl lives,
one girl dies.
I don't get why this is such a big choice. Like, if it was one set of parents and they had to choose between their two children, like, yes, that would be an impossible choice. But in a situation like this, where there's two kids from two different families, clearly everyone would pick their own kid if it really came down to it. So I don't get what the choice is. And why is the demon even giving a choice? The whole thing about the first Exorcist movie is that the demon just wanted a body and was unwilling to give it up. So why would this demon be like, hey, just make a choice and we'll give up one of these bodies? Like, why would it do that? Why would it give a way out, give a way to defeat it?
Do it, Father.
Like, is he really thinking, like, which choice am I going to make? If your daughter's already pissed off at you for choosing her mother over her, she's probably going to be even more pissed if you choose the other kid over her. So why is he sighing, kind of like, boy, I really got to give this some thought?
It's a choice you should have made then. Choose me. No, Mother, choose me.
They're both begging their own parents to choose them, because obviously the parents would choose their own kid. This is so stupid. Yes, thanks, dying wife, because it never occurred to him as a father that he should probably protect his kid. Yeah, it's only because it was his dying wife's wish to protect the kid. That's the only reason that he's a halfway decent father. And the thing is, I don't get the rules of this game. It's like one girl lives, one girl dies. Like, it's not saying, like, well, I'll kill both girls unless you make a choice. They have no reason to make a choice. So, like, just be like, nah, we're not going to choose. Like, let's continue with the exorcism since they assumed that was going to work anyway. It's only been a few minutes, so, like, just keep trying. And they also don't say, like, how does it work? Do they all have to come to a consensus over which kid lives and which one dies? Or is it just the first person to shout out one option or the other? Like, this demon's really unclear with the rules.
Must choose. Or both girls die.
Oh, okay, so there we go. Now he's clarifying things because apparently they're not understanding the rules. So I'm glad he cleared that up for us. And the thing is, the demon said, like, choose one or both girls die. But the thing is, they're both, like, possessed anyway. They're trying to get rid of the demon. So even if it says that, like, how do you know it has the ability to kill them? Is it going to eventually kill them anyway? Like, the whole point is to get the demon out of them. So how does this really change anything?
I'll make most glorious prince of the heavenly armies.
And then this guy comes in like he's some sort of savior.
Saint Michael the Archangel.
And if they're all looking at each other like, thank God this priest is here, he's going to change everything. Like, they've been a failure at this so far, but this priest is going to, he's going to be the one to turn the tables. If that's the case, what's the point of having everyone else there? They could have just had the priest do it, which was pretty much the rules they set up in the first movie, is that a Catholic priest could do this. So why would they care so much, like, he's going to be able to do it where they couldn't?
Spirits of wickedness in the high places, come to the assistance of men who God is.
They seem to have forgotten about the whole pick one girl thing. It's just, oh, the priest is here now, so we'll forget the threat that the demon made about killing one of the girl or killing both girls if they didn't choose one, and the priest will just deal with everything from now on.
From the tyranny of the devil.
And why is he, like, looking into Ann Dowd's eyes here and saying all this stuff? Like, shouldn't he be saying this to the girls that are possessed, and shouldn't he be doing it with some sort of authority?
Who defeated you in the desert?
And they really got to stop doing the black goo coming out of someone's mouth in horror movies. They do that all the time. I just watched Weapons a couple nights ago for the first time, and it was actually a really good movie. I really liked it. But they did the black goo thing in that too. Like, they do that so often. Just either stop doing any goo in the mouth or make it a different color so it's not black in every single movie.
They spoiled you in the cross.
This guy looks like he's as bored as me watching this, incredibly long, boring exorcism scene. And this part is actually, I gotta give it some credit, was unexpected and kind of cool. That this priest came in like he was gonna save the day and then he just gets his neck broken. It came as a little bit of a surprise, so I'll give him some credit there, that if the whole movie maybe had more interesting elements like this, it would have been a lot better. See, how are they going to explain this, like, to the police, to the authorities, when it's like they have two young girls tied to chairs that look like they've been horrifically abused, and then there's a dead man on the ground with his neck twisted? Like, there's going to have to be something to answer for. In real life, there's been people that have gone to prison and been convicted of some sort of murder or manslaughter or something for killing someone in an attempted exorcism. Like, that does happen. Just because you were trying to perform an exorcism doesn't mean you're just allowed to have a string of dead bodies and abused children around. Like, it's like they would have to explain this, and I have a hard time believing a judge or a jury would buy their story.
And I'm sorry I took the scarf from you. I'm sorry I took it from you, but...
It's all your fault, Victor. Maybe if you hadn't have taken the scarf away, she wouldn't have been possessed.
Angela, you come where you can hear me, Angel.
She was saved through the power of the scarf.
What about me, Mommy?
You're a secondary character, so shut the hell up. No one cares about you. Why are they unbuckling her? Like, she's still possessed. She's still a danger. They saw what happened to Chris McNeil, how dangerous these possessed kids can be. So why are they just suddenly unbuckling her? See there, that's what happens when you unbuckle them. Wow, what a surprise. A levitating person. Every single movie that has an exorcism scene, the victim has to levitate at some point, whether it's the original Exorcist, which perfected it. They didn't need to do it again after that. We'd already seen it. But it's like The Conjuring did that. Every movie, they always have a scene where they levitate, and then the filmmakers expect us to be so shocked and horrified by this. Oh my God, they're floating. It's like, of course they are. We've seen that in every single movie. Wow, more CGI black goo. Good job, David Gordon Green. You are a very original filmmaker. So she opens a portal to hell with her own vomit. All right. And I don't know how I feel about that way of showing her being dragged to hell. Like, it's okay, I guess. I don't know a better way to show that, but I guess that was okay. This movie uses way too many quick shots of flashbacks. Like, we saw that scene earlier. We know that you've been thinking about your wife and the girl's been thinking about her mom. It's been stated like a whole bunch of times. You don't need to show flashbacks to the beginning of the movie that we just watched like an hour and a half ago. So now they have 2 dead bodies here. Like, you guys are all going to prison. Wow, thanks for doing that, lady, for just really symbolizing the fact that Catherine is now dead. You better hope that these police officers are just very, very religious, because you guys are in a lot of trouble. Like, not only do they have 2 dead bodies, but they have these girls that are just covered in cuts. They have, like, crosses carved into their foreheads. One of them is dead. And you're going to tell them, like, oh, a demon magically twisted the priest's neck around. It wasn't like the 8 adults in the room had anything to do with it. The girls magically did it themselves when they were, for some reason, tied to chairs. Yeah, I don't see them just getting away out of this without any questions.
Could you do me a favor and breathe in?
See, in the original movie, it was really only Kinderman, the police officer, that was investigating the whole thing. And when he was done, it explains it more in the book, but he basically put a lid on it. He figured out that Reagan was the one responsible for killing Burke Denning, but it was because she was possessed. And she's like a 12-year-old girl, so it's not like she should go to prison. So he kind of just kept the rap on the whole thing, and there was just fewer people that knew about it. But here, it's like there's police walking in, like there's just multiple dead bodies. Karras had a reason, like he jumped out the window. Whatever his reason was for jumping out the window, they don't know. But it was, you could explain that away. There's no way you could explain what happened in this house.
We should wait for you.
So now they're showing the same shots from the opening of the movie, but they don't have the crazy, annoying, quick flashes in between.
What do you think evil is?
Oh, shut the hell up, David Gordon Green. Stop trying to be, like, so profound. This movie's about the nature of evil. It's like, you already did that in the Halloween movies, and everyone hated it, so don't do it again.
That we're born in this world with hope and dreams and a desire to be happy, and the devil has one wish?
Shut the hell up. Let's just get this over with. Now make sure you're really back for dinner this time.
And maybe that's all God, any God, or any good person really wants.
Wouldn't they move her desk out of the way? Or they just want to keep it there as a constant reminder of their fellow student and friend that died?
No, Mom. It's me.
And I don't care what anyone says. I like this part. It's probably like the best part of the movie. I was under the impression that she had nothing to do with this movie, so I didn't think she was going to appear at all, so it kind of came as a surprise to me. And it just makes me remember the original Exorcist movie and how good it is. It is nice just to see Linda Blair again, so it doesn't make up for the fact that the rest of the movie sucked, but it's a nice thing to have in the movie, and I quite like it. Yeah, that's just a bad movie. I wanted to like it. I went in knowing just the hatred I heard about it. I was like, I'm going to be open and I'm really going to try to like it. I'm going to look for anything positive about it that I can. And boy, did it make it difficult. I almost wish it was worse. Like, I wish if you're going to suck, just go all in with the sucking. It's just too plain. Like, at least Exorcist 2, it kind of sucked, but they at least tried something. At least it had balls. It had the courage to at least be wacky as hell and just try something. This is just the most plain movie ever. It's like they just took little elements from every other possession movie, put them together, called it The Exorcist, and then released it. It's like there was not a moment in here that we hadn't seen before. The only thing is the name Exorcist drew people to it, and the fact that Chris McNeil was in it for a few minutes. Ellen Burstyn was in it. Like, other than that, it's like this is like, is this any better than any other possession movie? Like, I'll say it's not. I don't think it's really worse than most of the possession movies that have come out in recent years. It's just one of them. It's just a plain movie that plays it safe. There's so many modern horror movies that are like this. You just watch it and it's like, it doesn't excite you, it doesn't scare you. It's just like, okay, that was a bunch of stuff I had to sit through. Like, they had such an enormous task on their plate to live up to the original Exorcist, and then this is what they came up with, and everyone hated it, and rightly so. So of course they were going to do 2 more of these, but then they pulled the plug. But like, what the hell were they going to do with them? There's going to be 2 more of these, like another 4 hours of this crap that people would have to sit through. Like, I don't know what the story would be. I guess it could be kind of like the original Exorcist 2, where it turns out the demon's still dormant inside of the girl. I mean, they could have done that, but do they expect people to like this? It's so disappointing, because even now I want to like it. It's like I try to justify, like, it's not all bad, but what can you justify? There's so many things that piss me off, and even the things that didn't were just kind of dull and boring, and it's like movies have just lost the courage to try to be something. Like, the filmmakers they just try to make the exact thing that they think is going to appeal to the mass audience so they can make more money, but they don't take any risks. Like, this was just boring and dull, and it just I'm interested to know everyone else's thoughts. I'm pretty sure if you're watching this, you probably hated it too, but if you didn't, by all means, let me know, or let me know if I was wrong about anything. But thanks for watching, everyone. This is my first video doing this kind of deep dive commentary, so if you want more of them, let me know, and if there's a movie you want me to cover, let me know what it is, and I'll try to do it. So thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you all next time.